Hi guys, welcome back. Um, have you had the best week? Because I've had a great week. I'm going to have some accountability and then I'm going to tell a little story time. Accountability. I am down 1 pound from last week. Even though don't find myself on a weight loss journey at this moment, I expect to lose weight, so I'm keeping track of it while I get fit. I am on a get fit so I can walk and do the grocery shopping without, riding the buggy. It's terrible embarrassing. When I was doing it when I was 500 and some pounds, I would go elsewhere to do grocery shopping than my hometown because I was using that buggy. But I have a notebook and I have been keeping track of my food, my steps. I'm not doing calorie counting. I was never very good at that kind of thing. I've never done calorie counting. I will do some kind of weight loss thing at some point, but it's not happening now. This is about getting my body fit and ready to accept a real exercise program, like maybe going to a gym along with actual weight loss food accountability at that time. But I got to get my mobility back. Guys, I let it go. I know what it's like to be over a 500-pound woman who can't walk. I was in a wheelchair if I wanted to go anywhere. My 14-year-old daughter was pushing me around in a freaking wheelchair, people. We're not going to go there, no way. I ain't got no 14-year-old daughter push me around no more. She all growed up. So, I got to get my mobility back so I can do my own thing. I don't need to be waiting around. I ain't going to live in this house forever and I'm going to be able to go and do things. But if I don't go and do things right now to get going, I ain't going to be going and doing things then. So I am in a quest to become more fit, more active, and enjoy life a little bit more. I set some goals this week. I'm going to walk 3,000 steps a day. I'm going to do the rebounder for 15 minutes every day. I'm going to incorporate the next step is I've got a sturdy chair with no arms, and I'm going to use my hand weights that my son bought me years ago. Whenever I'm working on my rebounder, I always have the weights in my hands for the extra when you're working out. But I'm going to do some exercises from YouTube that I found to strengthen and tone this excess flab from the skin. It's never going to be gone, and I'm not unrealistic. I know it's there to stay, but we can have some tonation. And if ever I decide that I want to have plastic surgery, one thing that I have been told by a plastic surgeon is that you really need to have a good muscle tone, defined muscle mass there. So I'm going to start working my arms along with the rebounder. So I'm going to be doing both kinds of exercises, maybe moving my whole workout from a 10-minute rebounding routine to maybe a 30-minute exercise routine, which they tell ya is within weight loss range if you're watching what you eat. I am eating a lot more salads. I'm watching my sodium, which I always do. I'm really not a huge fan of sodium anyway. And I always drink a lot of water. I haven't drank soda in years. It's just not part of my life since I decided to have weight loss surgery. It's bad for your bones, especially if you've had weight loss surgery. And I have a lot of calcium issues. I've lost quite a few teeth. If I smile too big, you will see my little chippy poo. We can't do anything about those things right now. I'm not sure what I want to do about the tooth, so I don't worry about it. I move on. And I'm digressing. So, next week, my goals are set. Now for a little story time for y'all to have to sit and listen to that. Let's have a little story time about when I was fat. I'm still fat, sweeties. 280 pounds don't make you skinny. I'm going to include the rest of these pictures, excuse me, with at the end of here like we did last time. But there was one picture that was I thought I would share and talk about a little bit, so you get to know me a little bit, know that I've been there. So when my son graduated from high school, I was probably the largest that I was. He graduated in May, and we went to the very first weight loss doctor surgeon, weight loss doctor for weight loss gastric bypass. He graduated in May, and I think we went to the first doctor probably in February. My friend came to visit me, and we were either going for the results. We were going, I think, soon after that. So we went to the first weight loss doctor in Tucson, and we learned a lot of awesome stuff. And the one thing we learned is that I was over 500 pounds at the point of my highest weight, because I had already already had BiPAP for the last 4 months before I went to see him. And I knew I had lost weight, but since I never knew how much I really weighed, I had no idea what to expect when I climbed on the scales. So when we got to his office, the scales read 499. And since I knew I had lost a significant amount of weight by the body fat in my thigh, my clothes fit me, I knew that I had lost a significant amount of weight before I had been to that doctor. So I had definitely been over 500 pounds. And this is the picture of me when I was 500 pounds. This is the Halloween probably before I got my BiPAP machine. It's kind of hard to look at a little bit, But in this picture, we're going to note a couple things. I'm sitting in my living room of my house, and I don't live in a great big house. We raised our children in a 100-year-old house. So their living room, even though it was large, was still small, speaking. So that is my computer. If you know me at all, I'm on the computer, and it was new, and I just got my new computer. And I was sitting there right in front where you can't see, but whoever took this picture, and probably my daughter or my husband, took it while they were standing right in front of my recliner, the recliner that I slept in and the recliner that I lived in for several years. And the significance of this picture, guys, is because this is at a point where I was not moving. I wasn't moving at all. I was getting up from the recliner, taking maybe 10 steps to the bathroom, maybe 20 steps to the kitchen to get something to drink before I got on the computer, or I would read a book in the recliner, get back in for the day after I folded up my bedclothes. I lived like that for probably 2 years. Probably 2 years after I quit my job because I could no longer trust myself to drive home from work, because I almost killed a van full of people by falling asleep because I had sleep apnea and I didn't know it. It was right around this time that I had my sleep apnea test done. Let's look at this. I went and had my sleep apnea test done, and you're supposed to be monitored for an hour before the technician comes in and wakes you up, and you all discuss how you'll finish the rest of the evening if you have certain amount of episodes. I woke up probably not 30 minutes into it. They had me laying down, and remember, I was sleeping in a recliner, and they had me laying down. And I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. And I was remember, I was not 499. I was over 500. I said, I can't lay down. I don't lay down. I hurt. Everything hurt. I'm not flat because I'm fat. So I can't lay flat. So 30 minutes later, I'm getting up to go to the bathroom. She's walking in the door. She's already left the booth where she's been monitoring me, and she's coming back to me, and she's like, I'm hooking you up. I don't need nobody to tell me that you need to be hooked up. We're hooking you up because we ain't doing this. You've had 98 episodes. Half an hour into the hour that you got to be monitored before they're allowed to do anything. She's like, no, I'm not doing this another 30 minutes. We're not doing it. And so they hooked me up, and I had a pretty good night, and I could not do a CPAP. I ended up with a BiPAP, And probably about 5 months later, I was at the weight loss doctor for the first time for reading a scale that said 499. So, sleep apnea. Go get a sleep test. If you are making multiple trips to the bathroom, it's not because because you've drank so much at night. Maybe you do drink a lot at night, but that's not the only reason. Your body is telling you, "Hey, you're suffocating. Wake up. Go pee. Wake up. You got to pee. You need to wake up." So, you're peeing to wake up so you don't die, so you breathe. So, if you're having multiple trips to the bathroom and you're sleepy during the day where you like, God dang, I need a nap. Babies, go get you a sleep test done. Go get a sleep test done. It is the very first thing I tell anybody overweight. Go get a sleep test done. I love you guys. I hope you are making your goals. I hope you are living the best life you can live. And peace out.